one lane, and that's the mid lane, will be probably won by Nigma, just by having that 10th pick.
I still value OD in this game for both teams very highly. Oh, SF.
Okay.
All right.
We've seen SF do some really nice things this tournament.
The thing is, this SF game, he has absolutely no steroids, right, on his team. He has no heroes that are going to make him stronger than he naturally is. No Vengeful's, no Beastmasters, no Auras. I mean, Auras from Underlord, but not really what he's looking for.
The OD.
They get the OD. It's really strong versus the Underlord. It's pretty good versus the Morphling too. SF can deal with him in the laning stage, though. So that's probably the risk that they're willing to take.
I gotta say, I love Nigma's draft way more in this one. You have this beefy Underlord in front. OD is not as efficient as he was before when he was stealing intelligence. Hero got reworked, but still really good against the beefy heroes. And there could be a bit slow, maybe with this Omni Knight who can't really rotate. Setting things up with Elder Titan is not the easiest things to do. I mean, OD PL, it will take time. But Gambit's lineup, one good thing that they have is that they come online quickly. Morph needs a bit more time. Like Shadowfin can play early game pretty easy. Underlord also. Hero more counter-reactive, doesn't want to participate in early fights unless fight comes to him into his lane or someone else rotates. Also, this Undying doesn't have much catch. He's the lane winner, and they need to win the lane with Morph. Like, he needs to secure him a good early game.
Gambit, they're definitely in their comfort zone with these picks. They've been playing... FNG has been drafting this SF for 2 years right now, straight, and he has multiple strategies surrounding it, but mostly all of them included a very bulky, very beefy offlaner, such as Underlord, something that can sustain a lot of damage and provide some utility. However, at the same time, I think Team Nigma have a complete draft. This time around, I like their chances a bit better.
All right, get me real quick.
Nigma.
I'm going to say Nigma, yeah.
I still believe in the boys, so let's send it over to the casters and find out if they can force a Game 3.
Looks like the panel wants to watch the sunrise right over here in Bukovel. If Nigma can pull this back and force it into a decider, it will definitely crack the wee hours of the morning. Do you like it? Like, there's Undying coming up, Underlord. I was actually wondering how the safe lane's actually going to go for Team Nigma, if the PL can come online and be a big thing and actually buy that space for the OD.
I think in this game, if the game just is a draw for a while, Nigma has much better chances than the last game. I think their team fight is better compared to last game. I think it's less likely that they fall into the same trap as they did before with spreading too thin. On top of that, I'm not completely sold on Undying this patch. It's a bit weird, right? Because we're talking about how you want heroes that can be strong in lane and then team fight, but Undying has not really managed, in my experience, what I've seen and just playing the games to really reach that point.
Is it like, because normally in the past it's like, okay, I get 2 tombstones down, this is a problem, we take forever to deal with this. And I guess I was wondering like if Nigma would actually pick something to help deal with it, like a lean embed instead of like the OD. So is it just like diminishing feeling of the tombstone, or?
The tombstone with every melee hero having damage block, that's already annoying. I can't remember if there was a bug as well, actually, with the damage of them on top of that or something. But yeah, Tombstone seems really underwhelming compared to what it used to. That's probably the biggest problem is, I mean, yeah, it's annoying when the guy puts down Tombstone, you get slowed. But if you don't feel the damage component, really, that used to be a pretty big part of the spell. 3 runes going the way of Nigma to start us off. The other thing, yeah, we're talking about Tombstone. It will be quite a talk this game when you have Morph Undying, but there's a PL. He can clean it up relatively quickly if he's having a good time.
Is that where you really want to put your efforts into, like getting Diffusal up, burning off mana, causing problems on that front? I suppose you can still have Disruptor working at it, and he can be your front liner while PL does this, like cleans up the Tombstone.
I mean, somebody's got to do it, right? If there's 2 Tombstones in the fight, you got to do it, and PL is the only one who can. So it's kind of... It comes down to whether Gambit can set up fights where these 2 Tombstones have the impact they're looking for, because they don't have the best ways of forcing Nigma to stay in the tombstone area, right? Largely, they can just kind of run away. Phantom Lancer can doppel away, maybe get a force staff on any of the other heroes, and
wow, FNG's really low on life.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to start game 2 the same way he started game 1. You're fine with the same mid game though.
Good double decay.
And Dream. Disruptor. We kind of flagged like all the fantastic heroes that Kuro's been able to play, but it's a Disruptor's been a hero that almost every team has kind of gone for. So great at harassing, starting off as like in that dual off-lane position. GH really trying to be a pain to Shashlo. He doesn't have any real control.
Okay.
He's running out.
A Miracle was close by. If there was a Lance there, that could have got dangerous, but
Dream is not a healthy man. Maybe he can get a little bit more life back once FNG's like, okay, just get down to full agility and I'll just soul rip you up.
yeah, he needs level 2 on Undying to start up the real sustain in this lane.
Well, they'll get that with this creep wave coming into the tower. Even though FNG's the one having to get last hits on the range creeps. Not exactly what you want to have happen.
It is a really good lane synergy, though, with the Soul Rip into max Agimorph. You just heal so much because of your relatively low HP. So at this point, Dream should be just fine down here. I don't think this lane can really bully him out.
Until Dream's courier gets sniped off by Kuro. Just slipped in behind, didn't even have an observer wall that's normally being planted by these dual off lanes of the Dire side.
Good read.
Yep.
Felt
the timing.
I have counted to 36, and there it is. Sometimes you just got that spidey sense. Double decay again. He should be fine. He has Soul Rip. He's not in danger at all here.
True. Wonder why Kuro then wanted to commit the wall as well. Mid lane seems to be a decently even matchup for the moment. We had a lot of pressure on Weeha looking towards game 1, and it didn't really work out for him on the Ursa Warrior. Does it feel like he's going to have a better game in game 2 if he just, I'd say, like holds the status quo?
Oh, this is dangerous though for FNG.
Yeah, he put the sentry down because he's expecting the Dire Observer Ward to actually be there, and FNG, 11 HP, TP's all the way back to base. He'll have the Walk of Shame, leaving the Morphling very much stranded.
He can bring Morph's items at least. His courier died, right? Or maybe it's respawned already. I guess it has. Speaking of couriers, might want to control that one, buddy. Whoops. How did Shashlo's courier run that way? He must have selected it by mistake and run it up the lane. That was a buckler.
Gambit were doing that actually in their last series as well, where they just clicked the courier to come out and it's not auto-pathing. But it's not like it's taking a more safer path. They're still walking straight up the middle of the lane. Look at Kuro on mind control. It's like, all right, we managed to force FNG out the wall. Oh, it comes up in time to Dream. Oh, he's strength morphed up. He'll tank through all of this.
No. Okay. He's
Adaptive strike. Give some space. The purification was going to find it, huh?
I'm gonna morph all the way down to 0. That will take a while, and then he'll get salved.
Like, hey, FNG, can you give me life? I don't want to. Okay, that'll work. Salving while still morphing. Top lane, they're going at it again. Miracle and GH really trying to stay on top of Gambit's off lane, but a pick up and throwback. Mango consumed. GH has to walk away from the Hellfire, but Excess Vampire has that last bit of range damage to get through GH. Really pushing the limits.
Yeah, this is a very strong lane, the Rubik Underlord. Just constant wave push with Firestorm and the Fate Bolt. And if the enemy team wants to fight into you, you lose so much physical damage. You get Fate Bolted for minus damage, there's the Underlord Aura for some minus damage, and if there's been a little bit of a CS trade going first, Underlord has so much bonus damage himself that he's just going to win a fist fight, even against Underlord, or against Elder Titan. This guy can actually win. Not many heroes can say that in the early laning stage.
And
Found is coming up.
Yeah, everyone's looking for the bounty runes. Enigma should be able to claim 3 of them once again. Actually, no, they won't, because Underlord went back so fast he TP'd forward before he finished regenning, so he's able to get there in time. And keeping things even. Dream again being harassed,
so
but
strong. It's level 1. It's a level 2 in the decay. This is a build you'll probably see quite frequently. Well, you won't, because nobody plays Undying, but when they do, a very common build to go is the 2 in decay for the lower cooldown in lane, and then you're going to max the other spells. He's not going to level decay up any further until he has no other options left.
You know, Mind Control's got actually feel a lot more comfortable in this game. He has a hero which is very difficult to kill and isn't instantly countered by Gambit. Yep. Not better than the last one, even though he did a hell of a lot of work on Nature's Prophet.
I mean, looking at the CS, even though this Disruptor Omni-Knight is constantly harassing the Morph, he's still top of the CS chart in terms of raw last hits, not the denies included, but still, you know, Gambit's looking pretty damn good in the lanes. They haven't really been pressured as much as in the last game where Nigma were kind of running them over. But on the flip side, Nigma this time seemed to have a much better grip on the mid-late game win conditions with this OD as well as PL. You throw an Elder Titan in the mix. OD ulti with Elder Titan is nasty if we get to that state. That can be a one-shot on a full HP Morphling. No problem. Gotta really be careful with that.
It was a nice scan ping on Kuro was moving off the lane, but there's already an Observer Ward placed down as well, so unless they feel like he's come under the cover of smoke, in fact, he walks back to the other Radiant Obs. So it was just a warding mission, keeping eyes on that bottom rune, keeping it as safe as possible. Dream dropping items as Kuro returns to the lane. All about efficiency. They're really hitting that hard. It just feels like everyone's just throwing it because they can.
Well, they can.
It's like no one's gonna find a kill from this. Okay, Adaptive Striking creeps. That's something you can kill. But it feels like the more you decay, the better the purification is going to be from Mind Control. The lower Dream is in Agi, the better the Soul Rip is from FNG. FNG's having all the life, so they can't even initiate in on him, but Mind Control, well, the wall will come up. The two of them, Dream and FNG, standing together. Mind Control's just having to wait it up. Oh my god, okay, well, maybe there will be enough damage to cause some problems.
16 decays. There's a lot of missing max HP, but he still stays fine there.
GH.
Oh, he's fine because of Fair Fire. He actually needed that one, I do believe.
As the PL moved off the lane.
And now the natural progression of this mid lane is we actually did a good job in the start against Shadow Fiend getting an early lead, but Shadow Fiend's just faster at farming. So he will nuke out the waves, he'll go to the jungle and get some jungle camps. And this rotation from Weehaw is pretty unorthodox for OD.
But it's been seen.
To move this early on.
The Radiant Obs saw him coming down and not coming back up again. So you're seeing Dream just pull the wave back, get close to the tier 2 tower. Doesn't have waveform. Doesn't even have it skilled. Cannot skill it.
He could die to an OD ulti right now if Weehaw goes for that.
Cinders always rise.
That's a good read, because the last Weehaw saw him, he had enough strength to survive that. So he was kind of banking on the fact that if Morph goes hiding in here, it's because he's morphing down. And that's what I'm talking about with Weehaw right there. It's high risk, high reward. If that ulti doesn't kill him, he's going to look stupid.
Yep.
But it does.
Because the rotation wouldn't even pay off. And it's not like Gambit didn't know about this. As we said, like, the Observer Ward saw this happen.
He really just didn't think Weehaw would do that.
Well, now Dream looks for his own target. 3 heroes from Gambit coming to the bottom lane. Message must be returned. Guardian Angel out from Mind Control, but they get more than enough magical damage. But Dream dropping very low. Purification from Mind Control. Keeping Kuro up, but there's too much control against Kuro. He just can't walk away from this. And now a defensive trailing has been formed by Gambit, leaving a one-on-one up on the top.
It's a good one-on-one for Underlord, though. He should be okay. Although it's technically 1-on-2, but...
Well, as you know, it's a one-on-one. You've sent the PL to the jungle, so it's just GH versus Underlord.
Yeah. If this is a 1-on-1, I mean, a 2-level lead for Underlord, this lane it plays itself.
Well, and your TP disrupts towards the top lane. Going to put the wall down. Charge slow. GH still trying to get that big damage in, but he's having to fight underneath the Firestorm. Too much damage, in fact. Charge slow.
I can't believe they tried that kill.
That's questionable.
Yeah.
Now SF will come in, and this will be an easy kill on Kuro. Just got to hit a secondary raise. Kuro glimpsing him away, but the secondary raise connects after the physical attack as well. GPK just making sure there's enough damage. And this is a really bad time for this to happen for Nigma, and a great time for Gambit, because now you have the opening of the outpost, the bounty runes to be picked up. SF's not hanging, he could actually hang around and pick it up, but he's being a little bit more careful as the ET Spirit's on him, and Miracle is making his way over. So it will be a 1-1 trade.
He's going to yield, and I think that's okay from Gambit to do this. It was a... You're a Shadow Fiend, top of net worth. You don't want to throw away a death to try to gamble for an outpost at this point completely on your own. Yeah, but that... I'm surprised. I mean, you're an Elder Titan. You're used to being strong and being able to go in, but this is a level 4 Elder Titan against a level 6 Underlord who has multiple points in Firestorm. Fighting inside Firestorm is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, Firestorm and the pit. And you've definitely seen like a couple of like these decisions, Nigma getting tired. We are definitely approaching early hours of the morning, like even missing a last hit on a catapult, just a little bit of mistiming that came from OD. Like things like this, which you normally wouldn't expect from players of this caliber. FNG being pressured quite heavily by Mind Control, having a hard time getting away. And Mind Control's just trying to do this solo, but the tire creep's working against him, but he doesn't care. All right, he's coming under. Decay, Tombstone, another hit. The Attempt Strike actually keeps Mind Control close enough to Dream. I mean, to FNG to bring him down, thanks to Dream. And the Tombstone being wasted. Oh, that's 2 for 2.
Look at Mind Control.
He's giggling his ass off. Meanwhile, Weeha focused and up on top lane. A big ultimate miracle. No double, it seems.
Well, I guess we're just one-shotting people now. That's fine. Let's just do that instead. Don't need actual fights. Just vanish.
That's doesn't really matter with the splitter.
Is under attack.
Mainly because the tier 1 tower doesn't have any backdoor protection, so if they want to stay up there and keep hitting it, they can do so. Kuro glimpse back, pulls him back into a wall, so Weeha actually even dropping the storm. FNG, they know he's got no tombstone, they know there's no real defense, but Nigma very liberal with their abilities to find these kills. And FNG once again the punching bag. 518 net worth at the 12-minute mark, in case life wasn't hard enough for him.
Undying life. You have no wave clear. Your sole purpose is to die for your carry in the lane and then have a tombstone later in an ulti. But yeah, we're not really at the stage yet where you get to use this tombstone. Sure, you have a heal too. I mean, there's a lot of good things to be said about the hero, but lack of wave clear in this patch and being able to just solve problems is a huge inherent weakness in any hero.
Yeah.
And you compare that to a Disruptor, he's not the greatest wave clear, but it's something, right?
I suppose your bigger upside is the fact that XX Vampire has gotten so much out of this game. He's sitting above all the supports when it comes to net worth. I've been giving him the mid lane, and he's got the clearance you need. Like, he just needs a little clearance of his own. Like, he stole Astral before, he's got his Fate Bolt. Like, okay, meanwhile, there's not fantastic abilities he can instantly steal for clearance, but he'll still be a huge enabler for Gambit when they push forward. And they still just keep giving him the mid lane. Like, it feels like everyone's just happy to go jungle. I don't think PL's come out the jungle in forever. ET's doing the same thing up on top. Getting his farm, but feeling a little uncertain without his tier 1 tower to be the comfort blanket.
But it definitely seems that the ramp up of this is just favoring Nigma minute by minute. These 2 solo kills from OD on the Morphling have had a huge impact on the relative difference between Morphling and PL mainly. See, OD and Shadowfiend are basically neck and neck, and it's because, sure, you go and find these kills with OD, but while you're doing that, you're not killing creeps, right? So it kind of balances out. But Morphling's game is really ungood. Straight defusal for a Miracle, 14 minutes in. He's ready to fight, and I would not expect him to go this build in this game, but it might just be telling us that Nigma are ready to bring it to them.
Oh god, Mind Control.
Fall in the farming trap.
Well, he's going to try and battle. Under the pit, SF's coming down. Mind Control needs to get out of here. Hit by the first raise. Now, looking for some divine intervention. But that's meant to come from him. Rubik actually ends up stealing the Heavenly Grace. And Mind Control gonna GA. Where's the extra damage? Kuro actually arrives, drop down the ultimate. But XS Vampire, he won't cop enough damage. Doesn't stay in long enough, and Kuro just TPs away to safety. No, he won't. The Yor Scepter's up from GPK. Send him up, bring him back down again. And Shah Sloan with a rain of fire.
More damage for Mr. Under.
Permanent.
Some of that permanent damage.
You'll take it.
Some more of those kind of unforced error from Nigma.
Yeah.
I don't know if this play
they're going to get more of the runes too. Like, this is a really bad time for this. This is 15 minutes in. The bounty runes are all 4 going to go the way of Gambit.
It made a lot of space, though. I think this is less costly than some of the Ursa deaths in the last game. Oh, nice. Always love digging up a little bit of money.
Yep. And that whole taking the runes. Oh, wow. FNG, that damage output.
Woo!
That was too close.
Yeah, he's too tanky, though. He's got that magic wand.
His bottom tower is under attack.
So he's invincible. Magic wand Quelling Blade build.
Well, welcome to Aghanim Scepter.
My
First
favorite.
item for the OD 15 minutes into the game.
Yeah, the new OD, this is just an awesome item. Just keep racking up the mana. get a powerful ult. Also, we've seen in this patch how useful it is to have saves, right? And now you have 2 saves from OD, you have 1 save from Omni Knight, and you have a pseudo save from the Elder Titan. Initiating
They're actually killing Rubik
dire
in mid
lineup
lane,
really
while
hard.
on bottom lane. You can have mind control winding up on the ultimate from GPK, so a 1-for-1 trade-off. At this point, though, the Rubik is still worth a hell of a lot, too.
It's pretty even, considering that Requiem was used. Can Nigma push anything out of this, though, is the question. By the way, Weah has an amazing item. I think Fated Brooch is
Radiant's
just
middle tower
awesome on
is
OD.
under
Like,
attack.
you get move speed, you get the mana, 2 of the
Radiant's
best things to get on this hero in general.
And an arcane
You get
rune.
them from a tier 1 item, then he gets a
Dire's
shawl.
bottom tower is
And
under
he's
attack.
pretty happy for his neutral drops this game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Red TP support's coming in. That's the Rubik behind the tower. There's the walk up, or the swagger up from SF coming from the south. I don't know if the Dire Observer Ward actually did get to see him. More embellishments up. GPK looking for the early raises. The ET splitter. They just want excess vampire off this field, and they got it. Weha finds the kill. Secondary banish also going to work. FNG open the tree lanes. It's a great storm as well. GPK going to buy himself some time. Will the Yulsa drop towards the air? And they
God,
just
the
banish
damage.
him again. They just keep going. Weha, this is like the better version of Doom. You just keep deleting. Now the self imprisonment. Now clean the wave up as he comes back out of it. Even though it seems Koro is not going to be so lucky. But the tier 1 tower claimed in mid lane. And how do you actually take a fight if you're Gambit, if you keep getting imprisoned time and time again? And there's no real cooldown for it because it's Charger.
Well, a clear problem that they have is that they don't really have good stuns, right? You have telekinesis, and that guy that gets lifted can just get banished by OD. I
Radiant are scanning.
find that just theoretically, fighting into a lineup of Dire's kind in this patch is extremely difficult when there's 2 saves and the Omni Knight being a top tier pick as well. You also don't really want to split the map, right? Like you've seen what OD can do to you when you're showing 1x1. You know there's PL free farming. It feels like a somewhat of a checkmate right now where Gambit, you probably have to try to get a smoke where you find a key pick so that you can get the mid tower and open up a little bit of space because
But does the lineup pick outside of just inflicting the SF damage? Because right now it doesn't feel like morphing with an E-Blade. Maybe then he gets a pick, but I guess he'll work with Shashlo. Answers my question. Only need the 2. They found Kuro. Kuro was, I think, on a bit of a ward mission, but he came underneath a Radiant Observer ward, so they saw everything. But the trade-off is now bottom lane too. Lane's pushing into the tier 2 tower. Nigma are taking control of the southern jungle. At least Gambit have the tankiest hero they can get on the bottom lane. 24 permanent damage for him.
it's not bad.
Dire's middle tower is under
With a plus casual 80.
But at the same time, playing Underlord against mana burns is really annoying, and you're playing against both the OD as well as the PL that can just take your mana and kill you. So to me, this is actually a very difficult Underlord game. Usually what you want to see is you want to have a team that wants to ball up around you. You hit a timing when you have, let's say, Pipe Greaves or whatever, and you're just 5-man, but your 5-man feels inferior this time around. Undying, to me, is almost a dead hero in this game right now. Like, you are a Tombstone and a Solar. He hasn't even skilled ulti, which I heavily disagree with. Getting that extra health can definitely make a difference in fights, but
Smoke maneuver from Nigma, heading up towards the top lane. GPK hiding in the tree line. They have their own Radiant Observer Ward, and FNG may be the punching bag. And they're going to walk almost right on top of him once we change our camera.
Dire's top tower.
Nope, they've actually headed south. I mean,
oh,
a
he's
little
going to
further
get
west,
by
but
miracle. He's dead.
just the illusions and the main hero. That'll work. I think they're actually also wanting to kill the courier on top of the secret shop. It's going to fly away.
Dream.
Kuro actually, I think he got one attack into it before it ran away. Yeah, Dream. GPK will blink and TP away to safety.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They've kind of closed the gap on gold. It was starting to look worse and worse for Gambit.
The courier doesn't want to actually... I don't know if the courier didn't pick up the Void Stone yet, so he can't actually finish the Lincoln Sphere. It's waiting in the tree line somewhere a little safer.
A gift from the Tempest of Battle.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's like a 2-for-2 split,
Radiant's
but both
top
outposts
tower
were
is
under the control of Nigma, so they get a nice XP advantage out of that. That was a grand total of 1750. It's a big swing in their favor, and you know, in comparison to the last game, I think you're just content, right? Keep pushing out waves, getting what you can, build your advantage. Doesn't feel like there's the same timer on you at all.
Radiant's top
As if you're
tower has
Nigma.
fallen.
On Gambit, it feels the same kind of way as Miracle running himself so fast forward, but then glimpsed straight back. Nexus Vampire served up for the Phantom Lancer. Kuro is the one to get the kill, but that's now all Tier 1 towers down. And look at Nigma pinging it out. They're actually pinging Roshan.
Their lineup's not too good at killing that, though.
No,
so
it's not, but we got a catapult wave.
Maybe
You
they're
can take
pinging
Tier
it
2.
like, we can't kill this guy. Don't go Roche.
Let's force them in instead.
Under attack.
Tier 1 tower on bottom lane was being pressured down by the SF. He can clean up the wave, but he's moved away from the tower.
Dire's structure.
Maybe worry about support that can come. Only Mind Control and Weeha showing themselves, even though the ET's... Oh, never mind. No, they're all showing themselves. I take it all back. They're all coming in.
Middle tower is under attack.
They just go high ground?
Radiant's middle
21
tower
minutes in,
is
Miracle feels strong. Manta as well as Diffusal.
2 saves behind him.
Sender lands forward, start to burn off the mana. FNG gonna have a hard time. Just the illusions are dropping him to 50%, and they're not even done.
under attack.
Back into the pit, back to the Tier 3 tower. Still no Morphling. He's on the bottom lane. Farming up, but SF and Undying smoked up, trying to hide themselves in the back lines.
Weeha's being super annoying to Shachlo, not letting him Firestorm.
Radiant's middle tower.
Now, jump in, GPK looking for the wind-up. Have they got a save? Miracle, he's gonna get himself out of there! Unable to do so. Down for the count, the ET Stomp sleeps the back line, but Dream now jumping himself forward, turning into the most powerful hero on the map, which can actually just Weeha. High control TP out, won't happen. Adaptive Strike will cancel this, and GPK will stay right on top of that Omni Knight. Excess Vampire will come in to help.
That's such an important play call for them to make, and honestly, just too greedy from Weeha to use both banishes, right? If he saves one, it felt like Miracle was playing like he could get saved, right? If you have one banish there on the OD, there's no way he gets killed off by this combo of Euls into Requiem. Well, actually, technically, if you have perfect timing, you could almost one-shot him, but you can still banish. Maybe you can doppelganger after get an Omni Heal, and who knows, you get a Titan Stomp off or whatever. But when both of them are used, that's just a really good play call from Gambit. Yo, he used two banishes, let's go. Put down a pit and I'll ult. And man, how many times this tournament have we seen Nigma just have Miracle die on the enemy high ground without an Aegis?
Yeah.
I don't know how many times we need to see it, but
you can see
honestly,
why he understood it, right? Like, you're sitting there going, he's got 2 saves behind him. He's good, he's okay. Decision is right.
out of all of the pushes that we've seen them do, where this has been the outcome, I think this was the most justifiable. I just think they misplayed it. I really liked that they were going high ground. I was looking at this like, how the hell are they going to kill them? He can have Heavenly Grace on him, hit the tower. If they start committing on him, there's always the OD banish into Doppelganger.
Yeah.
But
I always like how, I don't know how you'd actually tally it up as a stat that can get computed by Dota itself. But like just unforced errors versus forced errors, just see the difference in them as you move through. There's a challenge for any statman out there who may be tuning in.
well, just like in tennis, it's kind of
There has
subjective.
Yeah.
There's not a system that checks, I think.
But in tennis, you always have the marker. Like, it's always unforced versus forced. They have the counter for it.
Right, but it's a human deciding if it's unforced or forced, right? Every time there's an error, they decide. I don't think there's... Is there an automated system? I don't know.
I think there is. And, pull back. Dream. Oh,
He'll be
charge
fine.
flow is going to take him away. The ET Splitter is out. Imprisonment. Dream. Does he still get the... Yeah, he does.
He was actually dead to an OD ulti. But I think they underestimated, but GH came in close, so the splitter dealt both the physical and magical portions fully. And if we have ultis there, he dies. But it's a tough call to make, because you don't really want to throw away the OD ult.
Especially when you want to go for
very
Roshan.
inviting to the enemy team if you fail.
At least now they're a lot faster. Miracle doing a hell of a lot of damage.
Yep.
Mainly because of double damage. But observers and sentries down for the Radiant side. They saw this coming. ET Spirit sees the same type of thing. A quick little stomp. Roshan is going to be completed. Dire Miracle have the Aegis Immortal. What have you got stolen? The pit looking to be planted down. OD very far on the front lines. Going to actually remove FNG for the moment with the first banishment. Second banishment over on the side. FNG, well, that instant's going to start to really build up for Weeha and Shashlo. Well, he will not be able to escape from this one. Everyone's chasing him down. And Gambit, they knew what was happening. A little late and then uncertain about their initiation.
And they should be losing 4 bounty runes now, if not a mid lane. Again, I like Nigma going high ground here. And last time they failed it, they won't make the same mistake again. And even if they do, they have an Aegis. So this time, Miracle, how do you kill him twice with this Radiant lineup? Doppelganger in the second.
Oh, look at him jump forward. Looking, trying to mess with the SF. At least if he can burn the mana, these razors aren't as easy for him. So the tier 3 tower will fall. The melee ranks the next target. 2 razors already connecting, but hey, don't worry. Breaking free. Now the doppelganger out, send the illusions forward. GPK now bone dry. Like an Australian desert. Has to back up inland so that melee racks can be brought down. And where's the extra help going to come? It doesn't even need to be there. Miracle picked up, brought back in again for a second, but he can doppelganger and they could just walk away. There's no way to punish this. And now you'll see if you get your 4 bounty runes.
Oh, I like this smoke.
Oh, they're actually pulling the Rocks Kiss?
I like this smoke a lot. Let's see. See if it's going to work. They do not have a ward in the Radiant base, though, so they don't have the perfect intel. But
Top.
they saw the SF.
That they did. He's a little further to the north. At least that's actually our Radiant vision. It was the Dire Observe Ward that saw it, so the start with the banishment. Miracle staying on top. The ET splitter looking for the perfect timing. GPK held a position. The BKB will not protect him. They have just as much physical as they have magical damage in the hands of Nigma, and they want to go for more. There's a blink dagger for the OD, so just initiation to initiation. It wasn't the full Rocks Kiss. They didn't actually get back in again.
Well, I'm debating what's better, killing 3 other heroes or killing the Shadow Fiend. I feel like that's kind of
Feels like the SF's a little
almost the
bit
same
better.
value, because now you're going to go high ground and he doesn't have souls, so the Requiem is really not threatening whatsoever. They can't get more than this because the tier 2s in the sides are still up, and the waves are decently pushed here.
It's actually good for the
Gambit.
Morphling. He got the bounty rune on bottom so he could afford the E-Blade. Mopping up the wave as well. So more space has been created for Dream. So yeah, you lose your SF, but the Morphling starting to get a little bit more online.
The game is definitely still within reach for Gambit. It doesn't feel like it's completely over, but you add the 6k gold lead on top of a lane of racks, no shrine, as well as these counter matchups with both PL and OD against Morphling, and I feel like you have a problem. On top of that, Shadow Fiend doesn't seem to fare too well in these kind of games. He likes to play even or from ahead as a hero overall. And they've been doing a great job at just shutting down based on just going from the laning phase into this mid game.
Oh, that's a nice scan.
Weeha has definitely stepped
They're
up
waiting
in this game
for him.
compared to
They're
before.
totally waiting for him. The storm's going to come down because he waveformed forward. Miracle able to actually get that initial stun. Dream, have they got another control? Yeah, you do. Glimpse straight back in again. Now, where's he want to jump? Wants to quickly doppelganger as he converts himself in towards Miracle. Another doppelganger forward. It's the original. It's the OG. Miracle staying on Dream. Now Bone Drive Mana. Excess Vampire. He'll be controlled on the bottom side thanks to Kuro as well as GH. But more support's arriving. It's OD going after FNG. He can just drop the hammer if he feels he needs to get the kill up the hill. Well, again, won't be enough to get the kill over on Dream, but with the arrival of Mind Control, they're able to finish the job, and it will be Wee who gets the double kill. Excess Vampire, the man who tried to help, successfully TPing away, but the damage is done. Morphling's dead for 45 seconds without buyback.
And this is definitely a tier 2 bottom. And they might even look to start high grounding again, because they still have time on this Aegis. Sure, you don't have OD ulti, but I don't think you necessarily need it while you have that Aegis. GPK gonna heal him and get away.
Yeah, Blink's on cooldown.
I thought a haste, that's nice. There's still a bounty top that he could claim, but he doesn't know.
Full Abyssal Blade on the Phantom Lancer. That BKB is not going to be as useful as it used to be. Yeah, it's, who would even think to look there? Like 29 minutes into, so that's been there for a while. It's aging like a fine wine. Miracle. Well, let's see how these saves go this time around. Doppelgangers himself over, sends a couple of illusions for a scout, finding Excess Vampire. That's going to be a big one. Just taking out that control. The ET splitter being committed, but Weed's already got the kill. Wants to keep building up that int as well. Kuro, yeah, a little too close. Dream can just shotgun him down.
Nobody was in range to save there. There was no banish available. There was no Omni Knight protection available.
I love how tiny that text is. The OD's 20 talent on the left. How can anyone read that? Well, yeah, now mice.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So with Miracle hitting top lane, like, this is just a straight back out now, right? Gambit gonna drop the tombstone, quick blink away.
Had to soul rip there first. Or decay, so the blink doesn't come out. But
Still would have been very difficult for everyone else to close the distance on him.
It's a hard kill regardless. Telescope, that's a very good item to have with the OD team. Really loves both of the stats.
For a moment, I was really worried that Weeha killed the creep,
Yeah,
and it came from him. It was Mind Control a little bit further to the east. And they actually just give us straight into OD. And there's some confidence from GPK. You're coming into the Dire jungle after Nigma just retreated back this direction. Weeha blinks forward, and of course, SF blinks away. Another telescope. This one's for the Morphling.
Not bad either.
It's
on the
nice.
Radiant side.
It's actually kind of fun for watching Rubik use that.
It's good to have both the cast range and attack range on Morphling. It's good on Shadow Fiend. Rubik doesn't mind for sure. It's still nice on their team.
How does the interaction work with his razors? Does it increase the range? Like, do you have to play a different distance on it, or is that set?
It should.
Oh, Morphling, waveforms up, E-Blade pop, Kuro once again, but he gets the ultimate off, and Dream caught inside the wall. The ET splitter is moving towards GPK. Defensively, your scepter up towards the air, but FNG losing his life quickly, but the Tombstone, great position up on top of the hill. They cannot deal with this one, Nigma, but then again, Gambit, they just want to bail out and leave FNG to die. Can anyone get up there? All right, Spirit. Spirit reveal. Weeha's the only one nearby who can attack it.
That's taking a while. All right, got it.
Radiant's top tower is under
How much
attack.
do you care about the Tombstone was the question we asked at the start of this game. Spiders for OD. I don't think he's got space for it though. And he just completed.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Micaiah Yasha. That's a nice defensive item at least, having the Lincoln Sphere now over on SF. A little harder to catch him out with that initial imprisonment.
It'll guarantee a Requiem if he blink BKB ultis, but it feels like they're running out of options, Gambit. Like the time has passed where their lineup could have been really strong in a team fight. You're starting to fight against all these BKBs. I've been harping on the saves a lot. They're still there. They didn't disappear. And to be honest with you, I don't know what itemization is going to solve the problem. Like, ideally, you wanted to have somebody silence or stun one of the saves so you can go on the other one, but they just don't really have heroes that are good at it. And long, drawn-out fights don't necessarily favor them either, even though they have Morphling and Shadow Fiend, because there's an OD on the other side with the Elder Titan. And you have one BKB, right? Like, during this BKB of Shadow Fiend, something good needs to happen, because when that runs out, he can't fight anymore.
They're trying to find that jump on the mid. Gambit moving through their own jungle, but cannot get close enough.
Oh, Miracle bought eggs?
Radiant
that's cool.
are scanning.
Yeah, he did.
Yep. It's gonna meow around.
Yes, Dota 2, the place of sound effects.
That really is one of the most brilliant parts of the game, honestly.
Weehan ready to fight, looking for FNG, able to start off with the banishment. PL illusions are coming over, and FNG.
Dude, Undying is so miserable.
And a secondary imprisonment. Anyone else want to help out here? Nah, Weehan's got this. And what do you try and do? You at least intercept the creep wave on the bottom to slow it down, but it won't matter. The mid one's in range.
Bottom tower is under
So Miracle's beating at the tier 3 tower. Catapult arrives in the bottom lane as well.
fortified.
So they'll still sustain this push.
And what a turnaround from Wii this game has been, right? In the previous game, he made some really game-losing mistakes on the Ursa.
wait.
This game, he's done so much for his team. Arguably one mistake in the enemy base on the first push. All right.
Second imprisonment.
Anybody else want to banish?
That's a defensive imprisonment. That one came from Excess Vampire. The Miracle's taken the tier 3 tower. GPK already on a half line from 1/3 mana. Forced to retreat to regenerate. And it really just feels like Team Nigma are moving through the motions. BKB from Weeha, making sure there's no shotgun attempt. They'll take their second melee racks, and Nigma, no mistakes at this point. They have an Aghanim Scepter on Kuro. Maybe there's backup smoke and go again. The same play as last time. They wait on the hillside, and that's exactly what they do. Miracle, would you mind baiting? Trust in our saves. Trust full time.
Fear not heresy.
Weeha. Another blink jump forward. Kuro is going to be there, dropping the ulti, dropping everything. Shashlo, defensive imprisonment from Excess Vampire. Will buy the extra time for Disruptor to wear off. Even the Spirit Vessel. Man, Shashlo just can't regenerate to save his life. Rubik can't get the pick throw down on Miracle. And it's probably time to back up. Roshan spawns in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, and so do all the bounty runes.
And FNG's going to scout it. I got an observer. Hey guys, information.
Carries me.
I've played a lot of Dota. I honestly think Undying is my least favorite hero to play in all of Dota when I'm losing. Like, if you feel it's just so sad. Oh, no.
And FNG's on the front lines once again. Hey, you got the Tombstone knock. This is Soul Rip for a second. Miracle will get rid of it. Kuro just feels like he's copying all of the damage from Gambit, but now they've kind of expended almost everything they've got. They will end up killing off the Disruptor. With Requiem of Soul, Shashlo's like, everyone, let's just leave. We got what we came for. We took out the captain. But Captain, my captain, looking up their smoke. Move out. They need to try and contest Roshan as quick as they can.
I don't think a solo disruptor kill was what they came for with their Requiem BKB usage. I think they wanted to contest this so they could get a chance at Roche, but this fight, even 4 and 5, I'm honestly favoring Nigma here.
Hey.
There's too much missing. Miracle's going to go in.
Do you believe in miracles? Excess Vampire is going to steal Heavenly Grace.
throwing the pistol.
FNG being caught out by Miracle once again, running towards the front lines, able to hit the bash off. A quick little pop. Dream trying to buy some time for FNG with his E-Blade, and tap to strike onto Weeha, but FNG's dead again. And you'll have buyback available, but at least, yeah, slow down Roshan. You can't do much more. There's a full creep rate pushing bottom. Morphling's taking care of it. Oh, this feels like the slow march towards death. As long as, like, Nigma don't mess this up, it should be their game. Someone just throw salt over his shoulder or knock on wood.
Uh-oh.
If you're a Nigma fan, if you're not, hey,
BKB
let her go. GPK. Well, he will BKB, but there's a lot more help coming in. As a defensive Yule set, but GH has already walked up. Quick blink into the trees.
Oh, nice
Weeha, the
blink.
wall, out of position. They don't see him to glimpse him. But meanwhile, back at Roshan, Excess Vampire. Wow, miracle. He just jumped out instantly. Abyssal plays Excess Vampire. And it's a pause. Carla.
That perked me up a bit.
That'll be the beverages they all get to drink now. And now the mood music.
Just let it speak for itself almost.
All the PLs.
So Morphling has got waveform attacks targets, which definitely helps against PL, as they are starting to struggle to kill these PL illusions. PL sitting on 3.5k health with the Aghanim Scepter. Probably an Aegis to grab now, unless they put it on OD. I think you put it on the PL. Just let him hit the towers. There's no way you kill him twice with the 2 safes behind.
You know what
Slowly
actually
but steadily have him take care of it.
something that will make this scene absolutely perfect is if we connect to our helicopter cam. So over the mountain range is actually the mountain range here.
Oh, you just reminded me of the music video for Big Enough. I'm sure somebody in chat will appreciate that.
You'll have
reference.
to fill some people in. You got like maybe 10-15 seconds before like Nigma was going to arrive on the front door of Gambit.
I'm sure at least 2 people got that reference, which is good enough for me.
That's
I'm
enough.
I'm used to my jokes having a very low accuracy rate.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, if one person thinks I'm funny, I'm shit. Dream. Oh, just threw everything down. That was almost an instant kill. Down to 10%. Dream is on the run.
Didn't die, though.
Shashlo, I got you. He got him. Home we go. And BKB afforded now for the Underlord. Oh, GPK.
Dire's bottom
Actually
tower
pressuring a
is
tier 2
under
tower.
attack.
You won't get much more than that. Miracle's in the neighborhood. In fact, he's waiting it out. And in fact, mid lane, starting it off, Weeha. Imprisonment once again being stolen by Excess Vampire, making it a little bit more difficult to get that combination they want from Kuro as Dream. Oh, he'll come forward, get glimpsed away. I think he was actually hoping, I don't know, for a pullback of his own. But now, Weeha, watch that in start to stack up. And watch Gambit retreat. So how does Gambit start this?
I don't know.
I know they're in a horrendous position.
Toby, I don't know. Stop asking. I have no.
I turn to you for some level of faith. I can give you some blind luck.
Under attack.
I don't know if there's
Weeha.
a key item they can get here. Maybe a Hex.
Dream once again. E-Blade popping. It's at least a good pit. The Miracle. Just doppelgangers himself down. FNG dead once again. And then they move towards Shashlo. Trying to keep the control up. But GPK can't do anything. Shashlo can tank through this thanks to his fresh BKB.
Radiant's top tower is under
But all they can do is survive. But survival, is that enough? It's not to win a game.
top tower is under
Undying will buy back, and here we go again. Put down the pip. They at least catch Miracle on the edge
the
of it.
back.
GPK bashed him, so he can't get the Requiem of Souls off. GPK will now start to wind up. He will at least get it off. And maybe Nigma will think about a retreat for the moment as Blinks come forward. Kuro protected by the GA, but locked inside by the pit. Miracle is still inside the base. He's trying to actually kill off the damn tombstone that has so many spawns. Now he'll finally do it and turns attention towards FNG. Because OD is dead, FNG is out of mana, and GH wants to help out with the ET split, trying to buy some space. GPK moving to the side, but he's on the wrong side of the tracks. He has buyback available. may as well commit up because you've got nothing else to throw apart from your body. That Nigma and Miracle, if they can get him, keeping the stuns going. No, Doppelganger's away to safety, but Dream's in the back lines, looking to kill off Kuro. Miracle has moved over, triggering the Lincoln Spear. Dream needs to try and turn an attack. You'll set her up towards the edge. GPK, what have you got this time around? Miracle raised down, but he's got Nago's Immortal, a second Miracle, ready to fight. And Dream, Adapt to Strike is ready. Miracle tries to dodge out of it with the Manda as well as Doppelganger. He's such a hard target to connect on. Mind Control's trying to help him through Shashlo, dying so quickly, and he gets an extra bash just for good measure. The Underlord's done everything he possibly can. GPK blinks and runs, stealing the bounties. But yeah, I'm with you, Sid. I don't know what you do, especially when GPK's pulled back down again. He'll BKB. He knows he can't TP. The basher is there. There's way too much physical damage. And Weeha says it perfectly. The future is grim.
And considering how that fight started, yeah, that was about as good as it was going to get for Gambit. They killed the OD relatively early in the fight. They had a tombstone that stood for 15 seconds, and they still didn't really claim anything. They got an OD kill and started chasing, but there was no real big win to be found there, and they do, I think, very rightfully call the game.